Good afternoon, guys. MWUSA Season 4, Episode 301. It is Sunday afternoon, early evening, and getting a late start today. Today we had a kid who is on the soccer team with my son take our family pictures. And my wife is like, well, how much do you think we should pay him? He's just getting started. We should give him something. And she's like, well, maybe we should just give him like $100. He'd be happy with that. And I said, well, maybe we should ask him what he wants. Maybe he wants more, maybe he wants less. You don't know. And then if he wants less, we can give him that much. So we go to this park in the middle of nowhere. And I can't believe she's been setting this up now for a few months, or maybe a month. And she didn't know how much he wanted. We go through the whole thing and take pictures and walk. It's cold. More pictures, more walking, more pictures. I'm like, okay. Finish up. And I said, okay, how much you need? And he says, well, how about just $150? Is that all right? And I'm like, yeah, I guess so. So I actually gave him $160. But it goes to show, if I had just given him $100, he'd be like, Joe is really cheap, and he didn't even ask me how much. So he actually stopped at a home goods type store and picked up some pillows for the photo shoot, and then he returned them after the photo shoot. So that was kind of funny. But yeah, that was okay. But we went to church and came home, had lunch, and then all got dressed for this, and then we all went to this park in a different town. And then finished that up, and then headed home, got all the way home, and then just leaving home. So right now, it is after 4 p.m. So late start today, and today's going to be a long one, a really, really long one. It's going to be 100% chance that it's going to be over 500 miles. So buckle up. It's going to be a long day. There's going to be a lot of stuff going on. It's going to be a late night, early morning. And we're going to get some slot sessions in. We have the extra little game that I'm doing on the side. We'll get a little bit of that in. And then we'll travel 3.5 hours from that second casino. And we'll play some blackjack. And then we'll travel to another casino I'm not supposed to be in and play some stuff there. And then go play some more blackjack. And then probably head home. So we're going to have at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stops minimum, and maybe more, just depending on how things go. Now, if we get tied up somewhere and there's no time, obviously we can cut things out. But the first 3 casinos we cannot change those at all. Those have to happen. The 4th and 5th casino can be canceled, one of them or both of them, if we run out of time. But hopefully we get at least 4 of them in, and at least a couple sessions of blackjack in. So today, it is a very gray day right now. I mean, the sun was kind of peeking out a little bit earlier when we were taking the pictures. So that was okay, but overall it's a wintry looking day. It is 37 degrees outside, feels like 35. And tonight the low is going to be 22. So no chance of any kind of storms or anything, so that's good, but the sun is gone for the rest of the day. So right now we are heading out to our first casino. We're going to play a few slots, and then I'll be back to update you soon. All right, guys, I am back. Just left this casino, but before I get to that, I want to let you know that I just listened to Coach's next episode, which would be Coach's Corner episode 8. And it was so cool. He mentioned in there that, well, I'll let him mention that he's getting famous, actually. So that was pretty cool. Just from those few episodes that he did. And also today is December 7th. And it's the anniversary of Pearl Harbor Day, when we got attacked at Pearl Harbor. That was 84 years ago. We got into World War II. It's interesting. When I was a kid, everybody had served in World War II that I knew. And as a teenager and adult, all these people I knew also had served in Vietnam, Korea, Gulf War, all those different things, and it's crazy. Everybody's disappearing on us. But anyway, I go into this casino, and it's actually moderately busy in there. They have a little bit of a giveaway going on, and brings out everybody. And as soon as I walk in, I check one machine. I see a play right away. A lady had just gotten up from it. I see a play right away. I sit down, and first spin at $1. I don't even know what it paid, $20, $30, whatever it was. And I look up, and this other advantage player is standing right in front of me, and he's like, "Hey, how's it going? When do you play this one?" I'm like, it paid $34.70. I made about $34 profit on that one. And I talked to him for a minute, and actually I should have just walked right by him, because by talking to him for a minute, I was late to my next machine, and I'd seen an advantage player check it, and he walked away. I'm like, well, there's probably nothing there, but let me go check it. I go to check it, and there's a big play on there at $4 a spin. I'm like, what? He must not know what he's doing, because he checked it and walked away from it. And who sits down instead of me? The guy's wife, who I just talked to. The guy who I just talked to slowed me down enough that his wife actually got that play. And I mean, she wasn't anywhere in sight, neither was that machine. It's not like he knew about it, but he was genuinely asking me if I knew anything about how that one machine worked, and it slowed me down just enough to miss that play. I play another play, and lost a little bit of money on that one, and then one more play at two different levels. And it's always interesting when this happens. There was a play at 60 cents and another play at $6, and it's like, why even play the 60 cents, right? It's whatever the outcome is of the $6 that matters. But I played the 60-cent one. I believe I made $1 or $2 on that one. And then I played the $6 one, and it hit pretty quickly, and that one paid $211. And I ended the session ahead $229. So plus $229. And my first stop was never down at all. And we are moving on now to the next spot. Next spot, we're going to be meeting someone there for a minute and taking care of some business. And we'll be playing some slots there. And this will be one of the ones I have to hide my license for. So we'll be doing that. And I'll let you know how it goes. But so far, so good. Still early in the night. And we are continuing on to our next casino. After that casino, we'll definitely have to stop for some fuel, and I'll come back and update you soon. All right, guys, I am back, and it was pretty busy in there. It's for a Sunday night in the cold. The temperature's pretty low outside. I feel like it was pretty busy. I went in and I was supposed to meet someone, take care of some stuff. And I immediately went and looked at slot machines, found one play and lost like $30 on it. Looking around, nothing. I didn't really see any advanced players in there, but I didn't see any plays either. Then I stumbled on another one that had two okay plays, one at like $1.50 and one at like $7.50 a spin. Played both of those through. The first one, I think I made like $4 or $5, and the second one was a big score, and I ended up ahead overall plus $327. So plus $327. We have the $229 earlier. So far so good. Long way to go. I mean, I would pretty much need to make $2,000 to $3,000 a day right now to get to my goal by the end of the year. But you know what? Why not? Let's go for it. Let's see what happens. Took care of my other business in there. Everything went well. So all that went really, really good. And I look down, and I'm running out of fuel. And I get a text message from Coach. And he basically says, my wife just called me MW, and I said, why? And he sent me a screenshot. He had 11 miles range left on his car. So I sent him a picture of mine that said I had 27 miles range. So there you go. So I was filling up, and he said, "That's pretty good for you." And I said, "Well, next exit's about 20 miles away, so I thought this would be a good time to stop and get some fuel." But I went into this gas station just to use the restroom before I continued on my trip, because my next stop is over 200 miles away. So went in there to use the restroom, came back out, and I hate it when they don't have any prices on anything. I'm not doing that, man. I'm not doing it. You know, and it's like if you dare ask someone like that, they're like, "The price is the price. I don't know." Oh, well, you know what? I want to know, so I'm not buying from you. And it was a big company, just a big national company, and they had no prices. So anyway, did not get anything. I do have some drinks and stuff in the car anyway. But all right, so right now we're going to continue on. It's going to be a long drive, and I'm going to listen to a couple podcasts, catch up on some videos. I got about 200 hours of videos in my queue I have to watch or listen to. So we'll do that at like 1.5 speed and try to get through as much as possible and learn as much as we can. And in the meantime, hang in there. I'll be back to update you soon. All right, guys, I am back, and I am about an hour away still. There's nothing worse than looking at your GPS and having it say, "In 160 miles, take this exit." It's
GPS signal lost.
There you go. Yeah. So pretty exhausting. I'm actually very tired, which is not good. I mean, by the time I get there, I'm going to have one session before midnight. That's how long of a drive this is. But, yeah, we're hanging in there. Watched a lot, listened to a lot, and I'm bored, I'm tired, I'm hot. So we'll hang in there, we'll get there, and we'll make some money when we get there. I'll be back. All right, guys, I am back and just leaving this place, and it was okay. I mean, nothing too terribly exciting. I might have some excitement at the next place though, but I walked in, looking around. Slot machines are pretty cleaned out, and I find a play kind of at a higher level, but it was pretty much set up for me, so it wasn't really that much risk. And I played that one through, only took a few spins, and I ended up ahead 194 on that one. And then played some blackjack. Actually, the 194 was a combination of a couple of them, because I was actually up a little bit more and then went down and came back up. But then I played blackjack, and nobody knew me in that area. But interesting little thing. As soon as I walked into that area, I heard one pit boss say to the other one, "There he is." I'm like, okay. And there was a big security guard, a huge guy I've never seen before, just standing there quietly. So I'm like, all right, I ain't afraid of no ghost. I'm just going to walk up here and play. I kind of looked around for a minute, and then I sat down at an empty table, started playing. No issues. No, she called out my buy-in amount, and they weren't even really paying attention, so go ahead, okay. You know, so that felt a little bit better. And then played through, had some decent luck at the beginning, then things turned bad, then came back up again, and I was able to get my goal as it turned negative, and I actually ended up ahead exactly $500 on that table. So plus 500 on the blackjack, plus 194 on the slots. So we're up, what, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12 and a half. That's not bad. And overall was pretty busy. A lot of young people. I don't know if there's an event going on or not. I see some roads closed off. I see some traffic being redirected, so I don't know what's going on exactly. But probably some kind of concert or a game or something. I don't know. I don't keep up with all that stuff. So at this point, we're going to move on to another casino, and this is one of the ones that I'm not supposed to be in, and I've been told to leave. So we're going to go in there. Now, I've been kind of disguising myself when I came to this place. I had grown a full beard, and was kind of had changed my look, and I was coming into this place sometimes, especially on this shift. And we had our family pictures today, so I was, I didn't want to, have the beard in the family pictures, so I shaved it completely off. So, I mean, I've got like a little baby face right now, so hopefully no issues getting into this place. We're going to park down the street, we're going to walk. It's cold, but I think that's the best way to do it. And hopefully we get in there and we can look around, make a little bit of money. A couple hundred would be nice, and then move on from there. Right now it's 20 degrees here, feels like 13. So we'll be walking a few blocks in that, but I think it's worth it if we can get in there and make a couple $100. So that's what's going on right now, and I'll be back to update you soon. Alright guys, I am back. That was a very interesting experience. It is so cold. I park down the street and I start walking toward the casino, and I realize I don't have my cell phone with me, so I have to walk back to the car, freezing my butt off. Finally get back to the car, grab my phone, walk back to the casino, and there's nobody around. So there's a security guard with nothing to do, and I can see him through the glass doors. And it's interesting. Actually, okay, so I see him through the glass doors. I walk in, he goes by, or I go by him, and no issues. I get in, no problem. I go over and check out some machines and this and that, and don't really find much, and I'm up like $14, and I'm like, well, let me go to this other area by the door where I came in, and I'll check that out, and I guess I'm pretty much done. So I go to that area, I'm about to check a machine. I see a guy, I recognize a guy who's an Advantage player. I haven't seen him for a long time because I haven't been here for a long time. So I see him, I'm like, well, I'm not checking these because he's sitting at one of them and he's got to play on the screen. I'm sure he's checked them. I start walking around the corner and he calls me over. Joe, hey, how you doing? I'm fine. How are you making money? I'm about even. Huh, I haven't seen you for a long time. What's going on? And I'm like, buddy, I'm trying to get out of here. He talks to me for like 20 minutes. And he complains to me about how at one of these other casinos they just locked his card, and even though they check for ID every time you walk in, they still let him come in, they still let him play, they still let him win jackpots, all that stuff, no issues at all. And then a few months ago he wins a jackpot, and it takes him about 45 minutes to come back to pay him. And when they come back with security, and they tell him that they're not paying him because he is not supposed to be there. We locked your card. He's like, yeah, so what? He's like, I've been playing here for months since then, and you guys didn't say anything. And I've won a couple jackpots since then, no problem. And they ended up keeping his $1,400 jackpot, and he said another 186 that was in the machine, which I'm like, you need to go get a lawyer. He's like, yeah, everybody tells me that, but it's only 1,400, and I was splitting it with someone. And I'm like, well, it's up to you if you want to or not. A lot of lawyers would send a letter for you for 30% of the money, and you have nothing to risk, nothing to lose. So I don't know if he's going to do it or not, but he wouldn't let me leave. So we're talking, and I'm like, buddy, I don't mean to be rude, but I got to get out of here. I don't know if they want me here or not. So I need to go cash my voucher. I almost just sold it to him, but I need to go cash the voucher. I go to the machine. He walks over with me. I cash the voucher. I'm getting ready to leave. He's still talking to me. I see a security guy coming toward me, and I've got a hat on. I'm looking down. I'm looking away from him. He walks like 2 steps past me, and then he turns around and he walks back. And so I say goodbye to this guy. I go out the door, and I hear him telling the other security guards something to the effect of, well, it's too late, you already let him in. Like something like, you can't do anything about it, or something like that. Now, that's the security guard that was there when I walked in, and that's the door I came in. So I don't know if they were talking about me or not, but it really wasn't that that worth it. The guy actually wanted me to split that play with him, and I'm like, dude, it's only like it's $4. It's gonna hit fast. It's not gonna pay anything. He's like, oh, just split it with me. I'm like, okay. He goes, how much you want to put in each? I'm like, I don't know. How much do you want to do? 100 each? So each put in 100. Spun it a few times. It hit. We ended up making $10 each. And then it took him like 5 minutes to give me $110 back. It's like, man, it was just, I hate that stuff. It really stinks to have that feeling of what's going to happen to me now. Are they going to say something? Are they going to tell me to leave? Are they going to arrest me? What's going to happen here? So, but he ended up giving me that money. I ended up ahead a total, including that $10, of $24 ahead. That was worth it, wasn't it? So right now we're going to move on to another place. It's getting really late, after midnight. I think we're going to go and just take a quick look and see if we can make just a few $100. Would be excellent, and then we can move on from there. So that's what we're going to do right now. We're going to move on to another casino, and I'll be back to update you soon. Alright guys, I am back, just leaving this place, and sat in the car, started the car, and I thought to myself as I was yawning, what are you doing? That's exactly how I feel right now. What am I doing here? It's early morning. I gotta be at work, and I'm still screwing around with these casinos. It's like, I'm so tired. I'm yawning, and I've got well over 230 miles, 240 miles to drive from this casino. So crazy. Not to mention, I got to stop for fuel again. So we'll probably end up with 2.5 tanks of gas today. Oh, man. I went into this place intending to play blackjack and wasn't able to find a table. Played some slots, looked at some tables, went back, looked at some slots again, went back to tables again. Just couldn't find anything, so I gave up on that. And I was on my way out, and I was ahead on slots $44 or $45. And I was on my way, something like that. I think $45. I was on my way out the door. I see a borderline play, and I'm like, yeah, I'm going to do it. It was a nickel denomination. It was a little bit more expensive, and I thought, it's close enough for me. At this point, I'm going to go for it. Sat down, put in my voucher. My voucher was like $550, and played it through, and cashed out a voucher of like $360. Oh, great. So now we're down again. So now we have to take a couple more laps, look for something else. Hopefully we find something. We don't want to have to settle for something that's close and this, all these things going on. So I do find another play, and I'm like, this is going to take forever. I don't know why I'm just sitting down at this play. And it hits like instantly. Higher denomination hits instantly. And I gotta pull off my document here. It takes me from a voucher of like $360 or so to a voucher of $642. So I end up ahead around $138. So don't ask me why. It was like 5:45 as I was leaving the first time, so I put a $5 bill in to even it out, but that didn't make sense. It made sense in my mind at the time, but it really didn't make sense because they're going to give me 2 20s and 2 5s, so I'm going to get my 5 right back, but whatever. Anyway, I was trying to make it an even amount. That's why I put $5 more in. And something was really stinky in the city. Ooh, man, that's nasty, whatever that is. So I ended the session ahead $138 more. 138, 162, 182 minus 6, 176. I'm sorry, 276. 376. 876. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. About just over $1,400 is what we're ahead. So I guess it's definitely worth it. I mean, wouldn't you drive half the night for $1,400? I guess if I was guaranteed that, I would do it every night, right? And quit my job tomorrow. So that's where we are right now, and we're just heading out of this area. We have a long way to go. We're going to stop for gas and probably pick up some food, and I'll be back to update you. Alright guys, just stopped for some fuel. $2.15 a gallon. Not too bad. It is early morning. We'll get home about 2 hours before having to go to work. So fighting the clock a little bit at this point as well. It feels like temperature right now is 8 degrees, very cold outside. So I've been kind of not feeling great while I was driving, so got myself a nice energy drink, and I got some cheese to eat while I'm driving here. We can do our segments for the day. What did you eat today, MW? This morning I had actually had 3 little hamburger patties with cheese. I put a little bit of mayo, a little bit of black pepper on them, and that's what I had for lunch. Like 3 tiny ones, you know. And then for dinner, a few hours ago, 4 hours ago, I had a chef salad with some ranch dressing. And I give the burgers a 10 on a scale of 2 through ace, and the salad an 8 on a scale of 2 through ace. And what did you tip today, MW? I had one session of blackjack, some slots, and some other things today, and was relatively successful. So I ended up tipping $0. And what did you learn today, MW? Learned that maybe leaving this late in the day is a little bit hard on my body. The next time maybe wake up another hour later, and that way I'll be fresher a little bit longer. But we still have over 100 miles to go until we get home and get a nice little nap and head off to work. So I don't know. I don't think anything else is really going to happen. So I'll let you go, and I'll catch up with you tomorrow, which is Monday. If you have any questions or comments, my email is mwusa21@gmail.com. mwusa21@gmail.com. See you next time.